This right here behind me is our beautiful valley. Isn't it gorgeous? Wrong. We can make it better. Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I love our valley here. I love the mountain ranges surrounding everything here and how we have this all set up so far. But there is a lot of imperfections in our valley. A lot of ugliness on the floor here. Like, look at this. And this. There's just so much Enderman griefing. They grief me more than the creepers. Seriously. And we're going to fix that today. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to work on a ruin somewhere over here in this vicinity. I really want to add more ruins to our valley. You know, I've added in, we got these ruins over there, and there's some other ruins you can't quite see past the trees there. I just like adding these ruins. One, they're really fun to build just because, you know, you have like this dilapidated look and you can kind of experiment with the palettes and the shapes. It's pretty fun. So we're gonna make another one, you know, a little ruin outpost, like a vantage point kind of looking tower thing, which I think will look pretty cool. Just kind of a nice little piece of a detail in the valley. Then we'll go through here, clean up a lot of the, you know, the general terrain. I want to work on the landscaping as well as the terraforming. So I really want the grass here to look a lot more interesting than just the vanilla Minecraft grass. So we'll probably add in a little bit of color, maybe with some dead bushes or maybe even like acacia saplings. I've seen people do acacia saplings with like string on top to kind of emulate some like deader grass or like some more yellowish grass. So that could be pretty cool. And then right past our beautiful birch forest here, gosh, man, this thing is so freaking sick. We're gonna work on a junkyard area right over here. Now, I've talked about the junkyard theme before, and I've alluded to this project in the past. And this is our main inspiration right here. This was the starting piece, this rusted down, broken car, which I think looks amazing. I love the little aesthetic we have here. So we're going to expand on this overgrown, rusted kind of idea, like the cyberpunk city behind this has kind of abandoned the field out here, the plains. So yeah, right over here in this ugly piece of terrain, we'll also fix this up and we'll build a nice little warehouse and some junkyard scraps and like maybe a crane or some crates and all that fancy schmancy stuff. But first, let's go work on our ruins because I'm really excited to build on that. Whoa. Leave me alone. All right, so I think we'll be making our ruins right over here on this little mound here. And a lot of you guys in the comments of the last episode and a few other episodes, you know, kind of sporadically throughout the series, you guys have asked me my thought process and how I go through the creative process of making a cool build. So I thought I'd share it with you guys on this one because this is a great example of my creative process. So first, let me show you guys an image. All right, so I use Pinterest a lot of the time, and this is our main piece of inspo right here for our ruins here, and we kind of mimic the shape and the colors of this. That was my main goal, and translating this into Minecraft was not the easiest. Hello, welcome to my creative world. So before we get started, I've done a lot of these, you know, like how my creative process works and kind of like these behind the scenes videos before, but they're for channel members only. So if you're interested in more of this type of content and more in-depth, you know, description and explanation, make sure to join as a channel member and check out those exclusive videos. All right, so let's break down this build a little bit for you guys. So first, I always start out by kind of just blocking it out, you know, usually with stone or maybe I use wool. But for the most part, I try to get a nice silhouette and an understanding of the general shape of what the build is going to look like. Then for my second step, I usually try to figure out the palette here, which I came up with a pretty good one here. Nice classic brown gradient going from very light colors to a darker color. I debated on these two, you know, earlier. I wanted to use this pale one because it is a fun block to use, but I ended up using the stripped oak wood there instead. And I went from there to the brown mushroom, mud brick, and then spruce wood and its variants. Then I also wanted some gray splotches as well because the art has a lot of that. So I went from clay to the light gray glazed terracotta. What a mouthful. Light gray wool, cracked stone brick, and then cyan terracotta. And then you kind of gotta just start texturing. It's easier, way easier said than done. Texturing is something that you can't really exactly teach, and it's more something that you have to adapt and learn from, you know, experience and just doing it. So I highly recommend you guys just start texturing, have some fun with it. I like to mess with the lighting a lot. That really helps, you know, me help with the texturing, I guess. So using my gradient, you know, I have like these lighter spots here and like over here. And then I have some of these darker spots. Like this side right here is very dark and there's a lot of darkness kind of on this general side. And on this side, it's a lot lighter. And then also like on the edges of the roof here, I'm using some darker blocks to really kind of cast more of a shadow. You can get really creative with it and have some fun with like the lighting. That's kind of how I like to imagine it. All right, but let's not spend too much time in the creative world. Let's go back to hardcore. And of course, I like using Lightmatica. So boom, here it is, all in its glory, pasted in. Let's get a little fly around. When it comes to these ruins, I like to sometimes use Lightmatica to really help me understand the context of where it's going to be. And it also helps me understand like the sight lines and like how it's just going to feel in the overall, you know, the valley here or just in the world. Oop, spoilers over there. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Yeah, this helps just like, you know, oh, here's a ruin right here. I think this is a really good spot for it. I was thinking somewhere over there, but I think we're going to be doing something more with this village in the future. So I think over here is actually a perfect spot for it. All right, no more cheaty elytra. I hate using it so much, but it's easy. It's easy and it's useful for flying around like that. But let's gather up some of these resources real quick. Got a bunch of freaking prismarine on me. And let's get building. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. What a cool little piece of eye candy over there. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, and you guys, oh my god, this is a standoff or what? What's going on here? What tier bottle is this? 3? Yucky, get it out of here. Yeah, I absolutely love these just little tiny details in the valley. I think the ruins is a great way of just adding a little bit more life and a little bit more context into our world as well. Like the angle, you know, this whole area of the valley is actually turning out pretty well. You know, the windmill in the background, this nice little mound we got going on here. This ruins is just actually such a nice little piece of foreground for these mountains over here. Oh, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Now, one of the main things I love about this build is the little details on the bottom layer there, all the stone that's there, kind of acting as a little bit of a foundation, maybe even a bit more context, that there was more to the structure than we can see on the surface, which I think is a really nice detail. The only thing I do wish is I wish I added a bit more color to this foundation, this other little stone part. I wish I added more texture, more of the browns, maybe a bit more of the gray colors. But maybe we can fix that in the future. But for the most part, I kind of wanted to keep it very simple on the bottom part. So I'll see how I think about it in like a week or so. I really love how the glow lichen works with this palette here, because it really helps blend those browns and grays together, especially from a distance here. Like, this is so perfect. Like, I love it. All right, let's work on some terraforming now. We have a lot of terraforming to do, and luckily I have a bunch of dirt and grass. I think we're gonna try going through our grass supply first, mostly because we're gonna be using a lot of our dirt for the mud farm we'll be making a bit later. I do have a lot of dirt. Here, come on, Mueller. Let's go check it out. Yeah, look, we have 9 shulkers of dirt, and actually 10 shulkers of dirt, and then also like half a shulker worth of dirt right here. We have so much to go through. So we can use some of our dirt. Maybe we bring like 2 shulkers of dirt, maybe. But I do want a lot of it for mud, just because we have no mud supply. We have plenty of grass, though. We have, 3.5 shulkers. Probably 3-4 shulkers of grass here. All right, we got our resources ready. We have a lot of terrain to be fixing up around here. I also brought some stone with us because I think it would be nice, on some of these cliff faces like this, or even right here on the edge of the birch forest here, to kind of help, make some uniqueness in the terrain, not so it's all just dirt and grass on top of each other, because it's already, pretty repetitive around in the valley. So it's going to be nice to add in some stone faces to some of the cliff sides, but, like this cliffside right here where it's been griefed to all ends by Enderman. We're just gonna like kind of cover this up and smooth it out, because I think it'd also be nice to maybe make a few more farm stables. We only have horses, sheep, and cows, so it might be cool to get a pig pen, and then maybe even migrate this wheat field down to here, and then make that wheat field into a vineyard to kind of tie in the whole Italian village thing, because I like this wheat field a lot, but I think it'd look nicer if it was out in the valley rather than up on this hillside, and then the vineyard would continue down over here. I don't know, I think I'm going to try to execute that. And then, just general cleanup around the valley as well. So let's get started. Also, yeah, a lot of this torch spam, I want to try to fix some of the torch spam, kind of cover it up with these, moss carpets and, whatever I have underneath. Probably some frog lights, right? Oh, glowstone. Okay, I'm rich, I guess. Anyways, I think we're just gonna do a little time lapse for this, and every so often when I want to talk about something, we will talk about it. All right, do the time lapse. Alright, so we've made some pretty good progress on our landscaping and terraforming so far. Look how pretty this looks now, especially at nighttime. We got all the valley here lit up for the most part. I think that's a little dark spot right there. And it's looking pretty right now. I'm debating on actually having it all lit up at night here. It's nice, for the mob spawning and such. But I do like how this looks over here, like the forest at nighttime. I think it's so much prettier because it looks natural. And especially with the little hidden lights every so often in the, with the glow lichen or whatever on the trees. I think that's a nice little touch. So there's a chance I get rid of all these lights here, but let me know what you guys think. Maybe we do some glow lichen lights out in the field as well. So there's like some spots where it's not so, it's not so dark, but I do like the naturalness of the nighttime over here in the birch forest. But I guess let's see it during the day now. Of course, during the day, it looks so much better. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have a lot of, little unique things going on here with the landscaping, especially using some of the acacia saplings to just be a little hint of like yellow and a different shade of green out in the distance. Really nice, little eye candy. And then also the ferns. I think ferns work super well in like this tall grass plain setting because it kind of breaks up the monotony of the grass. The grass is very samey, especially as like the grass blocks themselves, and the ferns are just a little bit darker. So it kind of adds a little bit of, a bit of a catch, and all the flowers are gone, of course. No flowers in the valley except for when they're intentional, like in the birch forest or over here, the rose bushes by the ranch. Now, one more thing I do want to do, and I think it's a nice little touch we can add to our valley here, is so we have lanterns or like lampposts around the area. And I think we should build on top of that and also add some hanging signs to them all because, we want some directions every so often on where we're going on if you're traveling by horse, which direction is which. So we're going to recreate some of these lampposts and then maybe add on some hanging signs to them. I think this will be a really nice touch. So our first lamppost will go right here. All right, so here's our first corner light. A little interesting, I guess. Can I place this off the... I can't. And then to the left here, we have the cyberpunk. And to the right, we got Whitebridge. Okay, that's not bad. Then we go through here, that's Barce Ranch, and then out this way, we can add another fence post maybe right at this corner, maybe a bit further back, like right here. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I like that a lot. That's a nice little double sign there going left and right. So we got the fishing village over here, and then we got Whitebridge going past the ranch here. Nice, love that. And even right here, we can add another sign. And nice, we got another little sign right here going Cyberpunk Dig Duel. I like this. I like the signs. I think it adds a little bit more forks in the road here. We have a lot of forks, in the specific spot in the middle of the valley. So it kind of makes sense to add some signs here, give a little bit more context. I guess on like the back of these signs too, we could add extra text. Ooh, now we cooking. Dude, oh my gosh, another set of these guys? Come on. I think in this episode alone, I've already killed like 5 or 6 of these little Ponzi groups. I hate these guys. Get out of here. Now, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how all the landscaping and all the detailing around here has gone. The one thing you can kind of tell, all of this terrain here that I fixed up, which by the way, gives me so much more room to actually do something with the ranch here, especially in the front of it. So I don't want to do any of the landscaping here in this open area, mostly because I'll end up tearing down most of it, when I do get to it. We'll leave this, fairly boring right now, but I think this angle, going up to Nasita here and also towards the Cyberpunk City in the birch forest looks beautiful. Now we'll work a bit more past the birch forest here shortly. I want to take a break and work on our main build for today's episode. So right over here is where we're going to be making our mud farm. So thematically, I'm thinking, in this whole area here, I really want to embrace a sort of junkyard, scrapyard vibe. Now, right in this spot where the mud farm is actually going to be a warehouse. And then on the sides here, we have a little bit extra room right here and on this side as well, and also in front. So we'll add like maybe one or two more of those, rundown cars, and then maybe even some more. I'll have to get a little creative. We'll talk about it a bit more. But we got all of our resources ready to go. Boom, 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 bop, bang. Yes. And we're even... We're getting expensive here. We're using 2 wither skulls as security cameras. A fun little detail here. I'm not excited to use them. I mean, they look good, but those are wither skulls, man. I could use another beacon, but I guess we'll grind for some more later. All right, I guess without further ado, let's get working on our warehouse here. Ooh, this is such a fun build. I've never built in this style before, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. Hey, you guys like what you see here? Isn't this pretty sick? This is my first time ever building this like kind of like weird like warehouse kind of style. Like I don't know if I've really ever seen anyone else build like this with Minecraft, but there's so many blocks nowadays that really work with this palette and this like whole overall theme. Now this like main warehouse building here is actually heavily inspired by Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the Scrapyard map. This building's pretty much like a lot of the details and the general like shape and like the window style and everything is all from Modern Warfare Scrapyard. So big shout out to that guy, whoever made that map at Call of Duty, Activision, whatever. We got a nice little crane here, which the crane is pretty fire. Liking the overall like silhouette and the shape of it. Love it. Then we got some basic like shipping container crates, cargo crates, whatever. Just made out of some copper, different variants and stages, and some of them are stacked on top of each other, which I think is a nice little look. And then we got a few broken down cars, continuing the car from like over there and bringing it right over here. I like how this looks a lot. Now, one of my favorite details on the warehouse building itself is like our cool way of like adding in like these black lines from like the different layers of the warehouse, I guess, like the different floors. So we have like the 3 floors here, and we're separated them all by these chains and also using some stairs for some extra depth. And I think it works so well. Very subtle. And even when you're up against the building here, it's not that bad, honestly. I think it helps because we have all of these details sticking out and looking all fancy. Also, yes, Wither Skull as a security camera. Not sure if it's worth it, but maybe when I need a beacon at one point, I'll just kind of steal this right here. All right, but for the interior, we have a functioning mud farm. Look at this thing. This thing's crazy looking. And then we got some crates down here as well. But this mud farm works kind of interestingly. Let's go grab some mud real quick, and I can showcase it off to you guys. Come on, Mueller, let's go. Yoink. All right, we got a shulker of dirt here. And also, yes, please ignore my disaster of a shulker monster right here. This isn't too bad, but this is just a bunch of the boxes just from my ender chest kind of sprawled out. So we have our little, checkerboarded, caution taped little field right here. And this is an 8x8 grid. So each layer of this is a stack of dirt or stack of mud. And essentially when we come up here, we can fill up our inventory full of dirt. And then we can just sit right here and hold right click. Oh wait, actually, no, we can't do that because I didn't fill up any of these with thingies. Okay, well, I guess I can still show it off. So as you can see, when we get to the full layer length, boom, pushes it out. And if we keep going, this whole piston layer above is gonna push down the layer of dirt to another layer. So we can literally stack up this whole room full of mud. And I can just AFK here, F3T, and then place some dirt down and convert it all into mud. Very simply. Now, obviously, the machine here, all the redstone, it does work into turning the dirt into mud. I just didn't fill up with any of the freaking bottles because I'm stupid and I totally freaking forgot before showing this off to you guys. Okay, we're almost here. Let's see it push down one more layer. Boom, look at that. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh. This farm is based off a design I saw online. A lot of how my redstone works in this world is honestly, it's just me replicating the redstone from a video and then having to adapt it to the room that I made here. So I made this whole building first, and then I was like, oh yeah, the redstone is important, right? Isn't it? So I had to shove all of this redstone in here somehow. Magically, I was somehow able to do it. It's very, very tight though. Like, I had to make this whole little roof extension on the back here, which kind of works, you know, because it makes a nice, you know, unique shape from like this, you know, profile over here. But I had to make this whole little extra arch here just so I could fit the redstone right here because there was slabs, you know, going across here. Very, you know, a lot of adaptations, and even like on the backside here, there's a lot of redstone exposed, but I made it look decent. Oh, forgot to put water in that. That's where the bottles resurface for the modification. But overall, this build is pretty sick. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I guess I'll just leave the dirt there for now. Just put that in the corner and convert it into actual mud later. Now, there's one little detail I do want to add to the bottom of these cars, is I want to add a little bit of mycelium on the underside to kind of make it look like it's oil, which I think is a pretty cool little, you know, tiny little detail. The issue is, I don't have any mycelium like whatsoever. I don't think I've ever seen a mushroom island on this world, so let's go exploring for a mushroom island. Why don't we? Let's grab our elytra and we'll just fly for it because, frankly, it's gonna take too long otherwise, and it's turning nighttime. So I guess we'll start our journey. Fly with me. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Finally, I've been flying around for so long, cruising with my rockets. Ugh. Let's freaking go. Hello, Mushroom Island. It's so beautiful. It's so flat. I don't think I've ever seen one so flat before. And huge. This thing's massive. Oh my god. Okay, let's grab some freaking mushroom room. Wait, does a lush cave make it so it spawns bad guys, or is the lush cave safe in this biome? I would assume that it spawns the bad guys, but it's hard to tell without having to actually go in the cave. Oh, Brian Axolotl. Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a skeleton. Okay, that answered my question. Might be worth setting up a some sort of portal here in the future, but I don't have any obsidian on me. I will mark down these coordinates. Boop. That's my markdown. Screenshot. All right, 2 stacks. Oh, and 1 extra. Should be plenty for us. This was a pretty quick flight. It was honestly just a straight shot, and I went over the ocean here that's kind of near our base, not too terribly far, but it is about 7,000 blocks out. Oh, but I can just go straight home now. Yay! You guys want to watch the Minecraft equivalent of paint drying? You want to watch some grass spread with me? I'm testing to see if mycelium will overtake grass and grass spreading. If not, then this is perfect, because then I can just add a little bit underneath the car and call it good. If not, then I'll have to surround it all with coarse dirt, which is okay too, but I don't have as much coarse dirt as I have grass. Bum, ba-dum. I'm gonna get some water. Okay, very interesting. No mycelium has spread yet, which makes me think we are good. I think we're good to go. So let's hop underneath here. I'm gonna shear this away just to be safe. Or let's add a little oil splash down here. Let's do this. Could also add some coarse dirt under here too. What the? Nice. Oh, that's such a nice little detail. Oh, I love that. Let's add it over here too. Nice. Okay, that's such a nice little touch. Oh, yes. Dump that all back in there, and here we are. And I think this is where I can call this our finalized build. This is such a nice little compliment to the city over there. Oh, gosh, I love it. The last thing I was thinking about adding was like maybe a bit more of these walls. You know, these walls I made around the building, kind of bringing them out to the outskirts of the whole junkyard so it feels a bit more fenced in, but I also don't really want to make it feel too claustrophobic on like the road right here. So I'll kind of leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think about extending out this wall a little bit, or just leaving it kind of open here? Maybe adding in some more, you know, other versions of stuff I could add to the scrapyard, other junk. So if you have any suggestions for to add to the junkyard, leave it in the comments down below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video, like the video. And if you liked me, subscribe. And if you really liked me, join as a member. All right, that's going to do it. Bye.